I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Local health officials say a new development in the spread of COVID-19 means precautions are more necessary now than ever. John Arking reports.
Speaking on WNZF's Free for All Friday, Bob Snyder, administrator of Flagler's Department of Health, reported that the first long-term care patient has tested positive in Flagler County.
And so we did a case investigation, we did contact tracing, identified 30 close contacts, tested all those individuals yesterday at the facility, and we'll be monitoring all those individuals very closely over the next 14 days. A couple of folks are in isolation. So that's how it works, this case investigation and contact tracing. I'm sure that everyone out there is watching the news and is aware of the surge of cases, positive cases in several states around the country. That holds true for Florida and our larger counties, including some around us, Duval, St. John's, and Volusia. So that is a concern, and we'll be watching that very, very closely.
Snyder says that in the past 14 days, about 2,300 residents have been tested with 22 positive cases. That translates into a positivity rate of less than 1%. Meanwhile, Snyder says that while almost all of these 67,000 masks that were available for free at the Department of Health have been distributed, he's ordering 100,000 more. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
Our state is unfortunately heading to have one of the highest case rates in the nation, if not the world.
And while COVID-19 is not yet overloading the state's healthcare systems, Flagler County Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord says the respiratory virus is spreading, and that's not stopping anytime soon.
A lot of it's because we're opening back up, is because people are getting lax in wearing face masks and not socially distanced.
For now, Lord says Flagler County appears to be a bit of an island, and that's the way he likes it.
Our case increases have not really shown up here, and that is a good thing, but it only takes one mistake or people not wearing a face mask when they're around others or not socially distancing when they're around others for us to no longer be that little special island.
Freedom doesn't mean anything if you're dead.
That was the stark message from Flagler County Administrator Jerry Cameron, who says reopening doesn't mean returning to pre-pandemic life.
We didn't emphasize enough that that is not a signal that this is over. In fact, this may be just beginning.
He stressed how important it is for everyone to take responsibility for their own health and the health of others.
We need to protect the economy. And if the consequences of reopening get severe enough, the economy will shut down again. Nobody wants to see that.
Cameron says government's top priority is to protect people, and he's concerned by what he's seeing.
Even though our numbers are really good and we haven't seen a spike, I am concerned at what I see in the community, that people are relaxing their guard. There's no longer the emphasis on social distancing that we had at one point. People are not wearing masks indoors in environments, and people are crowding. And that is the number one way that this gets transmitted.
Cameron says if you're in a store and you feel it's too crowded, you should leave. A Palm Coast woman is accused of practicing medicine without a license so that she could write her own prescriptions. Tony Magoo has the story.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office has been investigating 37-year-old Renee Caruso Irizarry since late May of this year, when deputies were made aware of her calling in unauthorized prescriptions for herself and others while working at a local doctor's office. Caruso Irizarry turned herself into the Sheriff Perry Hall inmate detention facility on Thursday after she found out about a warrant for her arrest. While investigating, detectives with the Special Investigations Unit interviewed the physician at the office and found out that she was responsible for calling in prescriptions for patients and was a patient herself while working at that office. June 18th, Caruso Irizarry was charged with 1 count of practicing medicine without a license, 6 counts of obtaining a controlled substance by fraud, and 4 counts of falsely making a prescription. The total bond for all counts was $12,000, which she posted and was released early Friday morning. This investigation is ongoing. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
As Flagler County businesses welcome customers back, the county's tourist development and health departments want customers to be aware of what they're doing to keep COVID-19 at bay.
Residents and visitors who come to Flagler Beach, Palm Coast, and other places in the county could learn of a pledge that businesses have taken to keep customers safe from the coronavirus. Amy Lukasik is the county's tourism development director.
The pledge includes using face masks for their front of the house employees, that they do routine cleaning and disinfecting of surfaces and equipment. They enforce social distancing and minimize contact, and they enforce any sick employees to stay at home.
Lukasik said that businesses that take the pledge would get a certificate, a window cling telling patrons about that pledge, and face masks for their employees. To listen to the interview, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, which businesses have taken the pledge? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.